Hello Art Pals, today we're going to continue developing our art center, or our printmaking center. In the first video I'm going to show you, we're going to review or learn how to make prints out of our foam sheets. And then in the next video I'll show you a little more complicated linoleum carving process. First thing, just like our mono printing, we are going to grab a sheet of paper and we will write our names on the back along with our class code. Today I'll be in 6B. Hello 6B, just kidding. So we're going to keep this over at the table near the center in the dry area so it doesn't get wet at the inking station. It's good to keep a separation there so things don't get messy. Now because these processes, the foam sheet printing and the linoleum printing, are a little more expensive and kind of sturdier materials, we're going to do some planning ahead. So from my notebook and my idea process, I came up with the idea of creating a print of a camel. So each of you will have a planning sheet much like this one, and we're all going to be expected to do a bit of planning before we get to the printmaking portion. So I'm going to have a seat at the dry portion of the center, and I'm going to take my sketch and transfer it to my printing sheet, my foam sheet. This one's a bit easy. All you have to do is coordinate this border made on the planning sheet alongside the foam tray. Now when you do this, you got to be careful that it doesn't slide around. Things such as tape or just simply holding it stationary and maintaining its alignment will be good. What we're doing here is we're creating valleys in this sheet of foam where we make the marks on the paper by outlining over the drawing is where the valleys will form on the foam tray. Now, this process is kind of interesting because the places where you make the marks are the places where there will be the white of the page, rather than the ink that will roll over the paper or over the sheet. So if you want, we'll continue the whole outline of this drawing, making the outline of the camel and transferring it onto our foam sheet. Now, this will be a white line on a otherwise black print. If we want something to remain black, such as the black of this eye, we have to actually carve out and make a valley around the eye on the sheet of paper. Like so. So now, because there is a raised dot here, when we roll the ink over this, much like we rolled ink over the plexiglass for the mono printing, we will have a black eye and a non-inked white circle around the pupil of the eye. Now once I'm finished carving my print, I will ink it just like the plexiglass, and you know how to do that in the mono printing. Once that happens, we'll take our dry sheet over and we'll make our print by rubbing it on and pulling it off.